first part.
Sue, we just started recording. Gosh.
This morning, Finley's going to be reading for us, and a big shout out to her today. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Finley. The first scripture reading is from Acts chapter 2, verses 22 to 32. Hear the word of the Lord.
Fellow Israelites, listen to this. Jesus of Nazareth was a man who had God's approval. God did miracles, wonders, signs among you, though. Jesus, you yourselves know this. Long ago, God planned that Jesus would be handed over to you. With the help of evil people, you put Jesus to death. You nailed him to the cross, but God raised him from the dead. He set him free from the suffering of death. It wasn't possible for death to keep its hold on Jesus. David spoke about him. He said, I know the Lord is always with me because he is at my right hand. I will always be secure, so my heart is glad and joy is on my tongue. My whole body will be full of hope. You will not leave me in the place of dead. You will not let your Holy One rot away. You always show me the path that leads to life. You will fill me with joy when I am with you. Fellow Israelites, you can be sure that King David died. He was buried. His tomb is still here today. But David was a prophet. He knew that God had made a promise to him. God had promised that he would make someone in David's family line king after him. David saw what was coming, so he spoke about the Messiah rising from the dead. He said that the Messiah would not be left in the place of dead. His body wouldn't rot in the ground. God had raised this Jesus back to life. We all was witness of this.
The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So in the scripture that Finley just read, Peter was talking to a community about Jesus and how he died and how he'd come back, and people had seen him, but they no longer had him with them, so they had to kind of find a new way in the community of believers. They were starting to build a church, and we hear about that in Acts. But they're still trying to figure out, how do we live together as a community? What do we do? How do we act now? And that made me think of our 1 Great Hour Sharing project that we're working on, and how we are going to be blessings with this, but also the focus is on the community this week. So what I've done is I've gotten some pens together, and I'm going to make a poster of appreciation. You may have seen them around the community. There's several of them at our hospital. So I'm going to make a poster, and I decided I was going to do a thank you to the people who are delivering our mail every day, because I can walk right outside and I can hang that up for them by our mailbox. So I've made them a sign, and I'm going to hang it up. And this is a time in our community and in our homes and with our families and with our church community that we have to figure out how to deal with a new way of doing things with our community. And so I thought that was a good tie into the verses that Finley read earlier with in Acts, with the church starting to develop and grow.